Hey guys, Furum here, and today I'm going to be testing the Pagani Zonda Cinque in multiplayer in Forza Horizon 5. I will be testing this car in S1 class with two tunes, a dirt tune by KPNPL for cross-country and rally races, and a road tune by Rio. We also have this really cool decal based on the Pagani Zonda R Grand Prix decal from ASPHALT 9 created by Meaty. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and be sure to check out my Furum Clips channel, as well as my Purple Team Discord. You'll find the links to those down in the description, and I hope you enjoy these 3 sequential races. Not something you hear from me in a Forza video every day, but this time it worked out. So you may be wondering, why didn't I use the Pagani Zonda R? That's also in Forza. Well, some members of my community told me that it's not as good as the Zonda C, so we went with this car. The Zonda C is kind of like this game's nickname for this car, by the way, and so we went with this one. And I gotta say, I had a lot of fun driving it, and yeah, I can definitely see why we went with this one. We're starting off the video on my favorite track in the entire game, Copper Canyon Sprint. Now, this turn is the one part that I don't like of it, but we managed to get through there okay without spinning out or hitting the side or anything like that. And then we were in first, coming into this long straight section, but that lead would not last for long as we had Skipper come up directly beside us and pass us, going a bit in the grass there. Me and Skipper had a bit of a close battle throughout a lot of this race, but ever since I was able to figure out my recording issues, as you guys know earlier, when I recorded Forza Horizon 5 videos, I had a bit of lagging, but I messed with the settings a bit, and now it does not lag anymore in Copper Canyon Sprint, which is very nice so I can finally show these races in my videos. Without it being absolutely unwatchable, of course, because nobody wants to see 2 frames a second. Well, not 2, but you get what I mean. If you play Forza Horizon 5 and would like to join these races with us, it's pretty simple. Just join the Purple Team Discord down below, go to the Special Roles channel, choose the Forza role, and I'll ping the role every time I do one of these lobbies, which is typically every other week on the weekends when I am not streaming, because I stream every other week, if that makes sense, and sometimes we play Minecraft afterwards as well, so double whammy. Since each race can only have up to 12 people in it, if we have more than 12 people that want to play, typically what I do is switch out the people who come in 11th and 12th in a race after each race until at least everyone's got a chance. Now, this past Saturday when we recorded this just a few days ago, yeah, I'm actually on top of things. How about that? Passing that exam really did wonders, guys. Anyways, this past weekend I forgot to actually announce it the night before like I usually do, and I only announced it like an hour beforehand, so yeah, I didn't get quite as many people joining in, but oftentimes, you know, there's on average about a dozen people. And I don't expect to stop recording these lobbies anytime soon because we've got a whole lot of cars left in Forza that are in Asphalt 9 or 8 or some other Asphalt game, but typically those two, and really Asphalt 9 most of the time, that I do want to make videos in. And this first race has turned out quite successfully, coming in first place, and I was very happy to do that on my favorite track of the game. And you may have noticed, this is actually a back-to-back video. I uploaded a video yesterday. I have time to do that again. I can upload more content now. I'm so happy about that. I miss doing this when I had to study for 3 hours a day. Well, our next race in the video is going to be another classic for us. You see, Ruta Norte was one of the very first tracks, maybe the first track that I actually try-harded in this game. I believe it was a Rivals event in C-Class, that's what it was, where I was facing against Skipper and a couple of other folks in whatever good C-Class cars we could find or build, just to see who could get the best time. And I came up with a really decent tune for, I think, the 68 Mustang in C-Class. Don't remember exactly the year. It's one of the 60 Mustangs. There's a bunch of 60 Mustangs in this game, by which I mean 1960s. Don't know why there's so many, but never can complain about too many Mustangs, because there's no such thing as too many Mustangs. Anyway, I drove that track who knows how many times, and actually, at the time when I played that, I got a pretty good time that was actually in the top 10 of legit C-Class times on this track. Now, obviously, that has gone down since, I mean, that was toward the beginning of this game when people were still hunting for the best cars and stuff, but I feel pretty proud of that. That's my first and only ever top 10 of pretty much anything in this game, so I'm pretty happy about it. Let me know if you guys want to see any of the lower classes, like Class C in some of these videos. We recorded a Honda S2000 video in B class, which is going to be coming out on this channel at some point as well, which was a lot of fun. So yeah, I generally like doing S1 class. I mean, on average, I feel like it's the most balanced class. Like, it's pretty fast, but it's not so fast as S2 where it's just crazy. Because in S2, we actually have to turn on no collisions on more tracks, which isn't as fun. I like having collisions on, generally speaking, except on circuits, because it gives more lively racing. And you can't, like, knock down people in such annoying ways as you can in Asphalt 9, which is why here I feel like ghosting isn't as, I guess, useful or good in races as it is in Asphalt 9. Now, this is a situation where I would have liked to have had ghosting. Ardno comes up beside me, and I try to slow down to avoid being pushed off the road, but unfortunately he taps the front end of my car and slides off the road himself. That was entirely unintentional on my part, and that's the kind of situation where ghosting, I guess, would be nice. But yeah, Ruta Norte, as well as the Horizon Festival Circuit, or Horizon Mexico Circuit, or whatever it's called, were two of the tracks that I have played on most, just in Rivals and in general, because there's such traditions at this point that we always seem to play them every lobby that we do. Now, they don't always make it into the video, because typically we record around 10 races or so, and about 3 make it into a nice 9-minute or so video. Now, the way that we actually do these races, since you can't have pure private lobbies where you set up the races ahead of time yet, that you could have in Forza Horizon 4, getting my games all mixed up today. Instead, what I do is I create a convoy, invite everybody, and then go and do the races one at a time, each one setting up their own stuff like whether collisions are on or off and everything like that, you know, which kind of does make it take a bit longer. We can get about 10 races into an hour and a half instead of 14 like we used to be able to do, but it's alright, and we've gotten it down pretty well, and there aren't quite as many annoying server issues as we had when we first started. Gosh, if any of you were there the first couple of weeks we tried recording this in the first couple of months after Forza Horizon 5 came out, it was an absolute pain. We had so many random disconnections and everything, and here, I kind of went a little bit too fast up that hill and some people passed me, but do not fear, Furum is here. That doesn't make any sense, I just wanted to rhyme. This was a cross-country race, so I used KPMPL's tune in this one, which was, by the way, suggested to me by Rio, and it turned out to be quite good. It was certainly a bit more slidey than the other tune, which is kind of what you want off-road, so you can do more drifting and everything around corners, so you don't have to slow down quite as much. It has more horsepower and weighs more. As you can see, I just kind of careened into the wall. Yeah, this was my first time playing one of the dirt races. This race was just insanity. Yeah, I honestly don't know what happened throughout half of it. But in any case, we've gotten into second, no third, some place at this point, 75% of the way through the race, and passing Meaty. Like I said, I messed up twice in this race, once by taking a corner too wide, the other by hitting Tangram in the middle of the road, or not road, the middle of the field, let's just say, and somehow I've gotten into first. No idea how, but we will take it. And now for a quick general review before the video is over. I enjoy driving this car a lot. Don't think it's one of the kings of S1 class or anything, but it definitely felt above average and didn't have any particularly awful stats or anything that I found while driving it. Seemed fairly planted, not too skiddy with the tune that Rio gave me, and generally fast enough to be able to compete well against the other cars. It's not the fastest in its class, but the speed is definitely enough for most tracks, and it handles well enough to be a good competitor overall. Thank you all so much for watching. Please do like the video if you have enjoyed, and consider subscribing for more Asphalt, Forza, Minecraft, and other games content, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!